She said she had nowhere to go, that she'd end up on the streets. But just 24 hours earlier, she did the exact same thing to my cat. My cat, 3 years old, all black, purple collar with a bell, indoor only, never once tried to go outside. His name is Raven, and he's family. We'd been living peacefully, just me and Raven, for years. My apartment was our sanctuary. Cozy, calm, familiar. He'd curl up in the windowsill every morning, follow me from room to room, nap on my chest while I watched TV. Then came the change. My girlfriend, let's call her that for now, and I had been together for 2 years. She moved in with me just a few weeks ago, and right away, I could tell. She didn't like Raven. At first, it was subtle. The way she'd avoid the couch when he was on it, the sighs when he meowed for attention, the offhand comments about cat hair on her clothes. But I figured, okay, it's just an adjustment. Not everyone bonds with cats instantly. Maybe it'd just take time. It wasn't time she needed. It was control. One night, I came home from work. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. No jingling bell. No little black shadow greeting me at the door. Raven was gone. I tore through the apartment, called his name, checked closets, cabinets, under the bed, the balcony, everywhere. He wasn't hiding. He wasn't there. My chest went hollow. I ran outside, calling his name down the street. Nothing. Just silence and wind. Then, by what felt like a miracle, my phone buzzed. It was my buddy. He lives a few blocks away and knew Raven well. He said he just found him, wandering aimlessly, 2 blocks from my place. That collar, the purple one with the bell, was the only reason he recognized him. He scooped him up and drove him over. When I held Raven again, he was trembling. That's when I turned to her. "How did he get out?" I asked. And she just looked at me. Quiet at first. Then she said it. She admitted she kicked him out. Just picked him up and put him outside. Not into the yard. Not onto a porch. Onto the street. Raven, who had never once lived outdoors, who didn't even know how to cross a road, who only ever knew the sound of my footsteps, my voice, the rhythm of our quiet life. She did that to him. She didn't even deny it. She said she couldn't stand cats, that she couldn't live with one. Not once in the 2 years we dated did she say that. Not once before she moved in. She just decided, on her own, that he needed to go. So I told her something. I said, "If you think you have the power to kick Raven out, then I have the power to ask you to leave." She froze. And then the tears came. She said she had nowhere to go, that she'd be homeless, that I was heartless. But I was already too far gone. I told her she had until the end of the month. Not because I was trying to be cruel, but because I was trying not to be, because I was still the kind of person who'd never dream of throwing someone onto the street, even when they had done just that to something I love. My friends, some of them, said I was overreacting, that it was just a cat, that relationships take compromise. But let me ask you this. What kind of person picks up a living, breathing creature and tosses it out like trash? What kind of person endangers someone else's family without a word? It wasn't about Raven being just a cat. It was about trust, about cruelty, about what someone's willing to do when they think no one will find out. If my buddy hadn't spotted Raven, would she have told me? Or would I have spent the rest of the night or the week searching the streets in panic, never knowing he was kicked out on purpose? And what if he hadn't been found? Would she have shrugged, pretended he must have escaped, I couldn't let that slide. So yeah, she cried. She said the same words over and over, that she had nowhere to go, that it wasn't fair, that she didn't mean harm. But I kept thinking about Raven, alone, cold, confused, and still wearing that little purple collar. He didn't deserve that. He trusted us, and she betrayed that trust. I couldn't protect him after something worse happened. I had to protect him now. So I packed up some of her things. I told her again she had until the end of the month. But I also made a call to my cousin. I asked if Raven could stay there until everything settled, because I wasn't taking any chances, not anymore. And now, here I am. I'm sitting in a half-quiet apartment. The woman I loved is packing her bags. Raven is safe for now. But I keep replaying the moment she told me, calmly, like it was nothing, that she'd put him outside. And I wonder, how many other people ignore these signs? How many others excuse cruelty when it comes in quiet forms, like locking a door behind a defenseless animal? So, am I the asshole for choosing my cat over my girlfriend? Or was that the clearest moment I've ever had about who I really am and who she really was? There's a moment in every relationship when someone shows you who they really are. Sometimes it comes softly, in words unspoken, in choices made when no one is watching. Other times, it comes like thunder, sudden, loud, unforgivable. This story isn't just about a cat. It's about trust. It's about the quiet contracts we enter into when we invite someone into our lives, into our homes, our hearts, our routines. It's about how betrayal doesn't always come in screaming arguments or broken plates. Sometimes it comes in silence, in a door left open, in a creature left behind. Raven is more than a pet. He's a symbol of loyalty, of innocence, of who we are when no one's looking. To the listeners out there, ask yourself, who do you trust to care for what you love most? And when someone shows you their true colors, even in something small, do you listen? Or do you hope they'll change? This story reminds us, love without empathy is not love. And anyone who throws out what you love does not belong in your future. So now it's your turn. Would you have done the same? Or would you have forgiven and risked it happening again? Let us know. This has been AITA Story Vault. And sometimes, choosing your cat isn't just the right choice. It's the only one.